Hey, welcome back to the channel. Before we get into anything FPV related, today is a special episode because just a couple days ago, we passed 1,000 subscribers. It honestly took a little longer than I was expecting and a lot more effort, but it's been super rewarding and it's so fun making videos when people like you actually want to watch it. So thanks for stopping by on this one and all the others. If you're a part of that original 1,000, you guys are the best. All right, so today's video topic is just as the title says. Flyfish RC made a Volador 3 and 3.5 inch frame, and it's amazing. I should have had better due diligence recording the entire build process, but me and Finley were a little too excited, and literally the second the package got dropped off, we just built both quads on the floor of my living room like it was craft time. And then we immediately went out and tried to tune them, flying all the way until like 2 in the morning. And throughout this review, I'll be showing footage and labeling the footage if it's from either the 3.5 inch or the 3 inch, even though their flight characteristics aren't all that different. Alright, so here are my initial thoughts. This frame is a little conflicting because it's the perfect build for someone who's beginning in the hobby, but it's really hard to build. Working with AIOs and specifically soldering them is actually really challenging, so it's kind of a bummer that that's a barrier to entry, but if you know how to solder or are really interested in getting good at soldering, then this will be perfect for someone who's just beginning. Another reason I think it's great for beginners is for someone like myself who already has multiple 5-inch drones and a 6-inch and is trying to keep the budget as low as possible for the FPV fleet. I feel like it's kind of rare to have enough cash on hand that you can buy an 03 air unit just for a drone like this, which is essentially just a really awesome toy. I had to steal my 03 air unit from my 6-inch to put it into this thing, and the 6-inch is so useful for mid-range filmmaking applications that I don't really know if I'm gonna keep it in the 3-inch. But we'll see. If that's not a problem, then again, this build's a no-brainer, and I've especially loved it for how casual it can be to pack up such a small quad with smaller batteries, and taking it to the park and flying it in a much more casual way since it's so much smaller, quieter, and less dangerous than a 5-inch. Alright, with those initial thoughts out of the way, let's talk technical specifications. So as I said before, the video transmission is the 03, and I did find that for most people, that 03 is going to be just enough to replace an action cam and be a really easy recording solution if you want to look at your flights after in super high quality. As for the board they sent me, it's the Hack RC F7226 AIO. I don't know if that's right. Let me find that and put it on screen right now. This is the board that Flyfish sent me with the frame, but I actually ended up swapping it out because the only 4S batteries that I had access to had an XT30 connector, and that board doesn't allow you to use an XT30 connector. So I ended up actually using a spare GetBar-C AIO, which allowed XT30, just so I didn't have to break the bank buying new batteries. As for the 3.5 inch that Finley was flying, he stuck with the XT60 and had great performance. There wasn't really a huge difference in the flying performance with either board, but that can be something to consider if you already have stuff lying around. As for the motors, on the 3-inch we used the 1404 4500 kV, and on the 3.5 inch we used the 1804 3500 kV 4S motors. Also, they sent me a stubby mount that they made just for the 03 antenna for this frame, which was super protective and nice. I used a Happy Model EP1 as my receiver, and last but not least, the Gemfan 3023 3-inch tri-blade propellers. And as for the tune, I used the Superfly 3-inch preset on Betaflight. I will say, building the actual frame of this thing is really straightforward, and it really was just like the battery. It really was just like the Volador, except smaller. They included great TPU parts to keep everything protected. It also came with a really nice battery pad and an included strap that's nice and baby. Now that we've gotten those technical specs out of the way, I'm just gonna let the flying footage speak for itself. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the next couple minutes of me and Finley messing around at Chatsworth Park North and a couple other places. Alright, so my closing thoughts are this. If you're an FPV pilot that does a lot of freestyle and you're really concerned with the best quality clips, then this probably isn't for you. But if you have extra cash to burn on something that's pure fun and you just want to rip something that's like a 5-inch but has a smaller footprint and slightly cheaper parts, then honestly, I would stay away from 5-inch and do this. If I never wanted to make content about FPV and I just wanted to have some fun, I really don't see why I'd fly anything other than this for the first few months, if not year of flying. When I started out only flying 5-inch, looking back, that was really expensive. Like, everything on this quad is half the price of what's on the 5-inch. The frame is 30 bucks instead of 60. The motors are 14 instead of 24. But so far, it has protected my O3 camera quite well. I mean, you probably saw I was purposefully diving into the ground with no troubles there. If you casually just want the footage from your flights to be high quality enough for you to enjoy, then in buying the O3, you're also skipping out on buying a $300 GoPro, so it's actually not as expensive as you might think. And then my last closing thought is just simply, dang, this thing is fast. I'm ready. Even at those speeds, I was getting like 5 to 6 minutes of flight time just cruising around, which is absurd. I know I didn't really show any of the builds, so let me know if you guys want to see a full in-depth build tutorial just like I did for the 5-inch. Those types of videos take a long time to produce, so I just wanted to make sure there's enough interest for me to do it. But if you're looking at getting this frame, I hope this brought a lot of insight into whether or not you should. If you do end up purchasing the parts to do this build, it would mean a lot to me if you use my affiliate link below. And I also have a little coupon that's 5% Wyatt, and you'll get 5% off at checkout. Once again, thank you guys for 1,000 subscribers. Also, we've had a couple new faces over on Patreon. If you didn't know, I write all my Patreon subscribers' names on my controllers so that you show up on every single daily post on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube Shorts. And speaking of TikTok and Instagram, this past week, I had 2 completely different videos get over 1 million views on both Instagram and TikTok, which has been so exciting. Actually, the Sunday after I post this, I'm going to be traveling to Israel with my family. So during that period, I'll probably post much shorter form YouTube content so that I can focus on time with family and traveling. But over the past week, I have been stockpiling incredible clips that I'm going to be posting to TikTok, Instagram, and Shorts so that I won't miss a single daily post during that time period. If you're new here, feel free to subscribe, it's free. Drop a like, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.